go. All right, this is the week 15 test. And remember, you can look at your test, match it up against this, take really good notes, because when the week 16 test rolls around, you're going to have these same kinds of problems. All right, in we go. So simplifying algebraic expressions. What that means is we're trying to get this down to where we have as few terms showing as possible. One of the things that we've talked about doing is making sure that all of our problems are addition problems. So we're going to rewrite this. First thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to rewrite this like so. So everything is addition. Now we're going to use the idea of the rainbows. We're going to be multiplying negative 3 times 2x and multiplying negative 3 times 4. So we have negative 3 times 2x plus negative 3 times 4 plus negative 4x. Remember, these parentheses around the negative 4x are just to separate it from the addition sign, so it doesn't look like plus minus. What some people will do instead of doing this, they will do this. They'll put the negative sign way up high so it separates it out. You can do it either way you want to. I learned to do it with the parentheses. I prefer with the parentheses. It really makes it stand out for me. All right, so let's do the multiplication. Negative 3 times 2x. Well, negative 3 times 2 is negative 6. So negative 3 times 2x is negative 6x. Plus negative 3 times 4 is negative 12 plus our negative 4x. Now we have done all the multiplication. It's time to start combining things. And what I look for are things that are the same terms. So these are x's. These are 12 negative 1s. And these are x's. And so the things that I can put together in this case are the x's. 6 negative x's plus 4 negative x's would be negative 10x plus my negative 12. That is my final answer, and I cannot simplify that any further. I cannot put the negative 10x with the negative 12. This negative 10 tells us how many x's we have. This negative 12 tells us how many 1s we have. Those are two different things. I could write the answer one additional way, and you might see it written as negative 10x minus 12. So I can either write it as plus 12 negatives or minus 12 positives. Either one of those would work. All right, number 2. Perimeter of the rectangle below. Remember, perimeter means all the sides. So one of the things we talked about doing was add the labels for the other two sides just so you see everything. Kind of helps you remember, oh yeah, I've got to do all the sides. We've been using a formula for finding perimeter. Now you can find perimeter several ways. You can find perimeter by just adding all the sides, making a list of all the sides and adding them together. You can find perimeter by adding the length and the width and multiplying by 2. We're going to use this formula, 2 lengths plus 2 widths. So we have 2 lengths, 3x plus 3's, and 2 widths, 2x plus negative 1. And we are going to multiply, so 2 times 3x plus 3, that's my 2 lengths, plus 2 times 2x plus negative 1. These are called nested parentheses, by the way, when you put parentheses inside parentheses. Again, the only purpose of these parentheses right here, right there, the only purpose of that is to separate the negative 1 from the plus sign. So we are ready to go ahead and do just like we did with our rainbows. 2 times 3x is 6x. 2 times 3 is 6. Let me just show you. So this all gave me that. plus 2 times 2x is 4x, plus 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. So this, all of this, simplified to that. And then the final step is put the similar things together. So I've got 6x's and 4x's. That gives me 10x's, plus I have 6 1's and negative 2 1's. 6 plus negative 2 is 4. My final answer is 10x plus 4. All right, again, match that up with yours. Write down, if you have any questions, write them down, bring them to class. On to number 3. Number 3 says identify each expression that has the same value as this. So first step is to find that value. 3 to the second power is 9. 4 to the third power is 64. Remember, 4 to the third power means 4 times 4 times 4. 4 times 4 is 16, times 4 more is 64. So then we go through and we solve each of these. Oh, wait, I didn't finish that, did I? And then 9 plus 64 is 73. So 73 is what I like to call the target number. You're looking for things that equal 73. So we go through and we solve each of these. So we have 3x, where they tell us x is equal to 2. So 3 times 2 plus, we have 4y, where y is equal to 3. So, got ahead of myself there. So 4 times 3. So 3 times 2 is 6. 4 times 3 is 12. 6 and 12 is 18. That one does not fit. Let's go down to the next one. 9 times m, m is 8, so 9 times 8 plus 1. That equals 72 plus 1. That equals 73. That one does work. So B works. A did not work. And finally, t squared, where t is 5. So 5 squared plus 6z, where z is 8. 6 times 8. 5 squared is 25. 6 times 8 is 48. 25 and 48 is 73. That one does work. So C works. So B and C were the correct matching expressions. Number 4. The distance an object falls in feet can be found by evaluating. Evaluating means we're going to be plugging something into that to figure it out with a certain number for t. Evaluating the expression 16t squared, where t is the time in the air measured in seconds. What is the distance an object will fall for 3 seconds? All right. So what they're telling us is t is equal to 3. So we take the expression 16t squared and we rewrite it as 16 times 3 squared, which is 16 times 9. 16 times 9, 9 times 6 is 56. Carry the 5. 9 times 1 is 9. 54, excuse me. Let's go back on that again. 9 times 6 is 54. Thank you. Carry the 5. 9 times 1 is 9, and 5 more is 14. And we have it falling 144 feet. That is our answer for number 4. Yeah, that 9 times 6 and 7 times 8, that's the one that always makes me stop for just a minute and think. All right, on to number 5. Ronnie claimed that when 1/2 is multiplied by a fraction, the product is less than 1/2, and is always less than 1/2. You want to find a fraction that supports her claim, that makes Ronnie's claim true. That's what it means to support. You want to make the claim true. So what's a fraction where that will be true? Where a fraction where that will be true would be a fraction like 1/4. Multiply those out. 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 4 is 8. Yes, 1/8 is less than 1/2. In fact, anything, any fraction, anything less than 1 is going to work here. Because anytime you multiply something by less than 1, the answer is less than what you started with. On the other hand, down below here, contradict. You want to make the claim false. What would you have to make Ronnie's claim false? Well, to make Ronnie's claim false, you could use a fraction like 4/3. 1 times 4 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. That simplifies to 2/3. 2/3. And the fraction 2/3 is actually greater than 1/2. So in this case, anything either greater than or equal to 1. Because remember, if we did the equal to part, if we said 1/2 times 1/2, let's call it 2/2, we get, or let's just call it 1. Heck, let's just call it 1/1. 1/2 times 1/1, we get 1/2. And 1/2 is equal to 1/2. And since Ronnie said it has to be less, if we can make it equal, we win. So anything greater than or equal to 1/2 is going to work. All right, there you go. That's the week 15 test. Take some time. Watch this video again if you need to. Look at individual parts of it.